Hey everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to cut, apply, and press your DTF transfer. I don't use anything fancy, just scissors, and I'm going to cut the excess off. If you see that there's little words at the bottom, if I weren't to cut that off, it would be pressed onto the shirt. I'm going to carefully cut around the designs, but making sure I'm leaving enough space on the transfer so I can line it up and peel it easier, and then be mindful to not cut into the other designs. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to clean up the cuts as I free the transfers to make them more square. The line I'm showing you, make sure you cut it off because if you don't, it'll be pressed onto the t-shirt. The transfers are pretty easy to cut, and honestly, as long as you don't cut into the design, you'll be good to go. Here I'm about to show you that when I was cutting the transfer out, there's a really weird edge, so I'm just going to trim that off just to make it more even, and then I'm also going to flip the transfer over and cut off the excess on the bottom just to make sure everything is more level. And now I have my first transfer. Now it's time to press the shirt. You're going to set your heat press to 290 degrees. Also make sure you have a really heavy duty heat press as you need a ton of pressure to adhere the transfer correctly. The first press I'm doing is to get the wrinkles and moisture out of the shirt before I place my transfer. Now it's time to place the transfer. A good rule of thumb when you're placing them is if you hold the number 3 and you put those fingers close together and you turn it horizontally, if you do 3 fingers below the collar, that's a good place to start. When you start to get the hang of it, you can start eyeballing on where you want to place it. Now this is an extra step that you don't have to do, but I like to use heat resistant tape just so I can lift the shirt and see if I like the placement or not. So here I am double checking, lifting the shirt to make sure that I like where I placed it, and then I'm going to show you how I have it on the shirt. This might be the most important step. When you're using your heat press, make sure you turn the knobs for the pressure to make sure that it's super high. Our transfers need really heavy pressure to make sure that they adhere correctly. You can check the top or the back of your heat press. If you look, mine's on the top. And I even have to use a stool to be able to push my heat press all the way. 1, because I'm short. 2, I just need to have that extra leverage to make sure that I'm using the right pressure. You are going to press the transfer for 12 seconds, and then our transfers are hot peel, so you're able to just peel it off as soon as you press it and throw away the film. The peel is the best part to me. So satisfying. Okay, this is the last step. So we're going to do a second press to lock in that transfer. You need to use something that will protect the transfer. So I'm using parchment paper, but you can use butcher paper or even a Teflon sheet. And you're going to do a second press for 5 seconds. This second press also does a matte finish to the transfer, so it's not shiny like after that first press. And now I'm done. I love how quick and easy our transfers are. Also, we want to see what you guys are doing, so please send us your projects. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Thanks for watching this tutorial, and soon you're going to be knocking out orders just like this.